the rules remain the same, how the story's been told. Call me anytime. I'm ready when you're ready. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna call you. When you are willing to sign, we have room to observe to see if you can walk the walk you talk. Let me give you my word. My voice must be heard. Bravery is a piece of my heart. Call me by my name. I am ready to roll. Once the rules remain the same, how the story is told. Call me anytime, never drop out. A lioness is on the rise. Let's take a long when the rollers fall down, we'll be standing tall to face the darkness and the hardest of time. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everyone this morning? I hope you're feeling blessed. It's so good to be here. Today is Wednesday, July 8th, 2020, and it is approximately 11:10 a.m. in Sunrise, Florida. That's where we're broadcasting from, and it is so good to be here with you once again. So everybody know what day it is, right? Hump Day. Oh, just kidding. It's Singles Link Up. Well, it is Hump Day also, but it's the Singles Link Up. So I am so excited. I am so excited, but we're going to do some housekeeping first. We're going to take care of some business first. We're going to do all of our discussions that has nothing to do with nothing. And then we're going to segue into the real meat and potatoes. If you eat meat, tofu and potatoes, if you're vegan or vegetarian, because we're catering for everyone. So I hope you enjoyed the rest of your day yesterday after I left. I know for us here locally, it rained. It rained, it rained, it rained. But it was a welcome cool down that we needed. So I, for one, I love the rain. So you'll never hear me complaining. I just want to say hello, hello, hello to everyone who over there in Canada. Thank you so much for the love. UK, thank you so much. Jamaica, thank you. Thank you to wherever you're listening from in the world. And if you don't already have the streaming radio app, then please download that because it's easier for you and I to interact. I'm doing everything I can to facilitate those who don't have the app for any particular reason, but you can also listen at www.streaminghub.com, so you can listen directly from our website, or you can download the app like I mentioned, and maybe about next week thereabout we're going to set up where Facebook and Instagram it'll be a studio experience. You'll feel like you're here with us in the studio because we'll have the official visual set up where you can see for yourselves. But right now, I just got my phone over there in the corner doing its own thing. And so I'm just so grateful to be here with you. I feel so blessed. I will never take that for granted because I know how much content is out there. You can always find something else to watch. You can always find something else to do with your time. And therefore, I feel humbled to know that you took the time out to be here with me this morning. Good morning, Selvin. Good morning, Paula. Paula, you like my shirt? It's like I had a feeling that you would be here. And if you see the shirt, then you know the shoes, right? All right, so I am just here feeling so, how should I put it, hopeful for what's about to happen for all my single people out there. This show is especially for you. I mean, wait till you we get into it, and then you go see. Also, I need to say some of the feedback that I've gotten is that sometimes when the songs are playing, like another song will come in for 10-15 seconds. We apologize for that,
but that is due to the upgrading that we're still doing. Like I said, since March we weren't broadcasting because we upgraded a lot of the equipments here in studio, and therefore the technicians are still working on the system. So sometimes if you're listening to your feed and you hear a song playing and then it cuts out and another song coming for like a 10-15 seconds, that is just them working out certain glitch that we have. And I do apologize. I know it can, if you got OCD like me, it can be a little bit, but just hang in there with us. We're doing all of that just for you. Like, believe me, like, we got big plans, not just for single people. We got big plans for everyone. So we want for you to have the best listening experience, the best visual experience. And so we're working around the clock to make sure that that's a reality for you. So thank you so much for the feedback. Thank you for pointing that out to me. We take everything into consideration, but I just thought that I should let you know the reason that happens, that we're aware of it, but it's because we're working to tighten up, because good enough is not good enough if better is there, and better is not good enough if the best is still out there somewhere. So that's what we want to get for you. That's what we're always striving for. Okay, with that being said, I just want to say congratulations to all the parents who had to homeschool their children for the better part of the school year, right? Because the shutdown happened in March. So you would have had to be your child's or children's teacher for a few months. And I know it was a tedious task. A lot of you realized that that little angel that you had at home is not really that little angel that the teachers have to deal with. I saw some of y'all begging the teachers to take them back. You were paying out big payouts to those teachers to just reopen the school. Some of you didn't even care if the child got corona. You just could not put up with it. But congratulations to all the children who are advancing. Take a bow, parents. You did it. At some point you thought you would have died, but you didn't die. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much for keeping those children engaged, moving up a school year and making sure that they got what they should have gotten. I know it was a bit much. It's nothing that we ever saw before, but you did it. So congratulations to you. This is just as much your win as it is for your children. We all get to celebrate in it. And I'm just, at one point, I thought it was funny when I saw what some parents were saying about their own children. The same parents that the teachers could not say anything to about their little angels that they send out to school day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. Teachers could not tell you, but now you realize that little Timmy, little Jimmy, little Jane, little Joanne was not the little angel you thought he or she was. So I'm glad you're enlightened. And but we got through it. You got through it. Everybody with all their members still intact. You can lose an arm. Some of us maybe picked up little habits to help us through it. Now we're here to help you quit those habits. We're not going to call anybody out, okay? So whether it's cussing, drinking, smoking, whatever it is, whatever your coping mechanism was that you developed to deal with your own children, we're here to help you quit that now. So with that being said, we're gonna move on. Like I said, like, I got a show set. Listen, I got my book, got my little book. I told y'all to bring your book and your pencil to school, your iPads and everything, because we're for real. We're for real. This is not just talk. We're for real. When I said that it's harder and harder for single people to meet other single people, other great single people, I wasn't kidding. It's true. It's a struggle. And so I got you. So every Wednesday, it's going to be Singles Link Up. If you're not ready or a serious relationship, you can be an onlooker, but please don't participate because we're going to call you out. We are going to call you out. But I am hopeful. I'm excited about the potential of what's about to happen or what can happen. So, and I know that you should be too. If you're not, then you'll see why I am. Hey Dwayne, hey Bridget, hey Wayne, hi to everybody watching. Like it's way over there. So unless I move in or I look up ever so often, I'm not able to see what's going on over there. But as long as you guys can see and hear me, um, that's what I want. Also, I still didn't find out what sign someone would rule under if they were born ending of June to early July. And I forgot to Google it because I would have to Google it. I don't know, but I would really want to know. I know ending July to early August is Leo, but I don't know what sign rules the beginning of July and ending June. So I'm still open to being enlightened and educated. So if anybody have that information, I'm still waiting to find out. Okay. Um we're moving on slowly but surely. Like I said, it's kind of like the first week of school now. This would have been our third day. So you got your backpacks, you got your new book, you got your new pencil, but you haven't gotten your schedule. We're still trying to assign teachers, so we're still figuring it out. So it's nothing really serious right now. We're trying to de-stress from everything that we've gone through, and we're here for you now. For those of us who have gained quarantine weight, for those of us who are social butterflies, for those of us who are huggers, well, those of you who are huggers, who are having a really hard time right now with social distancing and self quarantine and all of that, we're here for you. We're here for you. I'm excited to be here for you. And so we got the music lined up. We got everything going on for you. Everything with you in mind. Got my little book over there with my nuggets of wisdom. And I'm just ready to go. It is now 11:20 in the AM in Sunrise, Florida. I don't know if it's good morning, good evening, good night, good afternoon, where you are, but whatever it is, I salute you right now. And I just want for you to be comfortable. I just want for you to enjoy today, no matter what. Remember what I mentioned yesterday, that all things work together for good for those who love the Lord. And I believe that God truly loves us. If we are here today, July 8th, in the land of the living, thinking of everything that could have taken us out, and we're still here, that means your journey still continues. That means your purpose has not come to an end. You still have work to do in whatever it is that you were assigned to do here on this earth. So with that in mind, get excited, get your passion back, ignite that fire that drives. Once you do that, you'll find that it's easier for other things to kind of fall in place. I'll also, to our small business owners, we are putting something together for you, something to help you to get in front of your customers. We know that the current situation is not conducive for growth for small businesses, but we're here and we are committed to doing whatever it takes to help you, not just to get back to where you were before, but to be better, to get certain things in place, systems in place, that should something like this happen, or even if it doesn't, but it's just for you to build a strong foundation so you can have your business thrive and grow and blossom and bloom and have multiple locations, or start businesses. You might not have one, but after everything that is said and done, and you have the knowledge and the know-how, then hopefully you'll look into becoming your own boss, because that's truly where it lies. We see a lot of people getting laid off. We see a lot of people getting their hours cut. We see a lot of that happening. If you're your own boss, it's going to be hard. They're going to be struggle. But I believe, it's my personal belief, that it's better if you struggle for yourself. It's better if you grind for yourself than to grind and put that money into somebody else's pocket. Because if we had the same discipline that we have working for somebody else, showing up on time, punching that clock for $10 an hour, $11 an hour, $16 an hour, $20 an hour. If we had that same discipline and we use that approach for our own business, I believe that a lot more successful small businesses would not even be small businesses. They'll just be businesses because they'll be growing so fast, leaps and bounds. But we don't have that. A lot of us need to be micromanaged in order to produce or perform. And it's something that you just have to tell yourself. The same way you set your alarm to get up in the morning for to drive 10 miles, 5 miles, 20 miles, 40 miles, 20 minutes, 10 minutes, 1 hour to work. If you put that same discipline into doing something for yourself, then I believe that whatever you choose to do, it will be successful. It will work. But in order for your business to work, you have to work your business. And a lot of us don't have that discipline. We need that person over us. And it's just a matter of growth. So maybe you're that person right now, but eventually you will grow out of that. And once you grow out of it, it's kind of hard to go back into working for somebody else. I know there are a lot of people who gave up 9 to 5 job, a secured paycheck every fortnight or weekly, bi-weekly or monthly to start their own thing, and they'll tell you after a while it just did not make sense for them. They just couldn't do it anymore. They came to the realization that they were worth more than $800 fortnightly or every 2 weeks or bi-weekly, weekly, like however you're paid. Like your time is valuable to the point where you can't put a dollar sign to it. And once you come to that realization, it's not going to be easy. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. But a lot of people outgrew where they were and they had to get into a place of, okay, now this is where I am. And once you get there, it's hard to go back. I rarely ever find anybody who starts working for themselves, controlling their own time, that kind of just fall back into, okay, I'm going to give this all up and go work for somebody else, go punch somebody else's clock. It rarely ever happens. And if it happens, it's like to take 2 steps forward, 2 steps backward in order to take 10 steps forward. So they have a plan. They need a buffer. They need a little cushion. They need something. It's with a goal in mind. So with that goal in mind, it's just for you to realize what it is that you have, what you're worth. So for instance, now that we're not sure what's going to happen in the new school year, a lot of the anxieties coming from parents who have to go back to work and not knowing what they're going to do for their children in terms of childcare, because the children might not be going back to the physical school building. And if you work for yourself, that would not be an issue, because then you could set your own time around when somebody else is going to be at home or not be at home, or just set your schedule, work at night, stay up in the daytime and be with your kids, or structure where certain parts of the business you work while the children are up and certain parts you can do when they're asleep, something like that. But when you don't have that flexibility, when you're not able to do that, then it's so hard. And it's like you have to choose between your family and your career or your job. But let's bear this in mind. If we prioritize, and it's not going to be easy, it's easier said than done, but it can be done. If we prioritize in our lives, God first, family second, career third, if we prioritize like that, then it just simplifies and put things into perspective that we probably didn't think of like that before. And the recent happenings really caused us to focus on what is important and what's not that important, what can wait for later. Like we realized with this, a lot of jobs could have been done from home. A lot of the things that they told us couldn't happen could happen. They just didn't want to. It's different when it can't than when it won't, than when you won't. When you can't, you just can't. But when you won't, that's a different thing. And I saw a lot of people being super productive working from home when they were told that they can't. I see mothers kind of just having their babies and having to run back to work to sit behind a desk. All the while they could have been working from home. I've seen people with disability. I've seen so many different instances. I've seen people leave the country to go to work from home. Well, technically not home. Go to work from vacation in another country. All of what they told us was not possible, we found out that it was possible. And so when you realize that your fate lies in somebody else's hand like that, it's for us now to say, okay, I want to make sure that I do what I need to do to get what I need to get. We're going to take a break. We're going to take a short break. And guess what's going to be up next? Guess. Oh, you guessed it. So we're going to take a break. And then we're going to come right back. And we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of all of what we've been talking about. So I hope you're ready. I hope you're ready. Yes, Marlene, God first, family second, career third. In that order, it kind of simplifies things for us. We'll be right back. It seems as though. Okay, so we're having a little bit of technical difficulties right now, but I promise you I'm gonna figure it out. Like I said, this is school for me, okay? This is school for me right now. So I added another thing to my plate, and you can come in. We're just going to wing it right now. So instead of what I had planned, because I was gonna go, into getting y'all some commercials so you can go grab your snacks and come back. But instead of that, we're just gonna jump right into it. Okay, so I have the commercials on, but if you
You have to click no. Click run now. You understand me? So
every time I open it, I have to click no.
click run now because it's not auto coming up. So once you click run now, we just boop and run. Oh damn, don't want the shot, And this is it?
Yeah.
Try find another one. Oh my god, that one. Try find another one.
Outside I see the rain is falling.
Yeah. See the computer? Because sometimes like if a song are not,
but it tells you.
it tells you so the computer. See, I'm looking at the time. Sometimes the computer cut it short because probably this is an intro.
Okay.
So
can you delete those from there?
Yeah, we're gonna now that I do it, it's gonna remove it.
Okay.
Yeah, because it shouldn't list as that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Where do they get off telling you?
So what you do, Derry-Ann, if you see more like see 10 coming on it, and you only want to 3, you know, I like when you don't want to just delete and just, you understand? And just run what you want to run.
So hold on, because I think I deleted,
No, it's still going to be there. It doesn't move. No, it's going to be there.
So how would I get it back in my life?
Because when is the next commercial break? You're going to click run now.
Everything goes.
It doesn't go. Remember, you're just removing it from playing. You know?
Okay, so
once it run now, don't do it, okay? Not going here. Okay, you see? For the new, once you click run now, it's going to run automatically.
But I don't have the icon of that.
You have to look for your time slot. Always remember that. Over here. So you can look for your time slot. That's how the computer works. So every DJ time slot commercial is there.
So this is the time that we have before the next
Yes.
commercial.
Yes. Everything is in the computer. Alright. Because remember, everything your time slot is programming there.
Right. So I'll see what will
You can feed it. Yes, the computer set up where it can be done manually.
Or you can just
You can do it auto, but for some reason, we have to figure out why it's doing that. Maybe we're going to have to maybe because it's a new system, maybe the whole system is now picked up, so we probably have to maybe back on the down, reprogram it back. But it's locked, everybody time slot. You about all of me? You need more?
No, man, I have them here, so I can just look through them now.
Okay, if you need more, let me know, because it's a million.
No, I don't want any more. I cannot have any more.
Yeah, it feels like springtime. And nobody like you. And every time I close my eyes, I thank the Lord that I got you. Yeah, and you got me too. And every time I think of it, I pinch myself 'cause I don't believe that someone like you loves me too. Think of all the things I would say. Yeah, you really ought to know how much you mean to me. So right that you be in my life right here with me. Oh, baby, baby, every time I close my eyes, I thank the Lord I love you, baby. And you got me to this. And every time I think of it, I miss myself 'cause I don't believe it's true that someone like you loves me too.
Okay. We ready for the discussion, right? Okay, so I want to know, first of all, because I have to be enlightened in order to know, so I am not going to come at this as though I'm an expert. We're only an expert in our own lives because we've had to live our own lives, manage our own lives, make decisions in our own lives for ourselves for as long as we can remember, or most of our adult lives, or all of our adult lives. So I want to ask, is it where you, because they say when you write things down, if we were to ask all the single people out there right now, do you have a list of what it is that you're looking for in a partner, in not just a partner, but your partner? How many people could or would say yes? And like I said, sometimes you have to use the process of elimination, which means you might not be entirely sure what it is that you want, but you have a good understanding of what it is you don't want based on past experiences. So, for all my single people out there, is it safe to say that if you saw everything that you wanted in a partner, a male or a female, could you identify that? Would you be able to identify that? Do you have it at least a list? Because I can tell you, I had a list. I had a list because I believe in writing things down, and I believe that from time to time you go back and you look at it and you see, you evaluate and reevaluate and all of that. So is it safe to say that most single people have a list of what it is that they want or don't want, what it is that they're looking for in a partner, and what it is that they don't want, or the pros and cons, or the yay and the nay? Some people have the list that you're comparing, or the opposites. Some people have a list of what I do want or what I don't want. But is that the reality? Because I believe that when you write things down, that's a tangible way for you to have a reference. It's not just in your head now. So you have a reference, and it doesn't have to be a list that you write one time. It can be a list that you revisit, you take things off, you put things on, that kind of a way. So is it safe to say that that still exists? Marlene, I know you don't fall in the category of single people, but you can chime in whether or not you believe it's a good idea, or if it worked for you, or somebody that it worked for or it didn't work for. Because we're here to discuss, right? We're here to discuss and to find out what works, what doesn't work. I believe in the list of not just relationship, but in everything. So I have maybe like 20 lists and 3 vision boards, because I'm that person that believes in writing things down and checking things off, and it's encouraging. So is that still the reality, or